On this farm, up to 10 tons of shrimp can be raised each year. At harvest time, the shrimp are hauled in with nets, poured into baskets weighing about 90 pounds, and quickly covered with ice to preserve freshness. From there, they move on to the production line, sliding along conveyors, going through cleaning, shell removal, and careful packaging. But the question is, how does this $80 billion industry manage to produce millions of freshwater shrimp every year? Let's explore the entire journey behind it. By the late 1960s, when fishermen could no longer keep up with the world's growing demand for shrimp, driven in part by a global population boom and rising seafood consumption, commercial shrimp farming emerged as a turning point. This groundbreaking method of aquaculture not only solved the shortage caused by overfishing, but also created a stable source of income for millions of coastal communities. Building on the foundations of traditional fishing practices, Asia quickly became the modern hub of this intensive farming model. With its tropical climate and centuries-old ties to shrimp cultivation, countries like Thailand, Vietnam, and China rose to the top as global leaders in farmed shrimp production. Freshwater shrimp farming usually begins on farms built near clean, abundant water sources. Once a suitable location is chosen, farmers dig culture ponds with a minimum area of about 5,000 square feet and a depth ranging from 3 to 5 feet. This forms the essential foundation for creating a proper living environment that allows shrimp to grow healthy and achieve high yields. Because these ponds are entirely man-made, their ability to retain water is often poor, making them prone to seepage. To fix this, a mesh layer is first laid at the bottom as padding, protecting the specialized plastic liner placed on top from tearing. The entire pond is then covered with a black geomembrane, forming what is known as a lined pond. This layer helps maintain stable water levels, prevents waste, leftover feed, and sediment from leaching into the soil, and reduces bacteria and parasites that may linger from previous cycles. Thanks to the stable, low-fluctuation environment, shrimp stay healthier and grow faster. The average lifespan of such a lined pond can reach around 10 years. In modern lined ponds, a sump is designed right at the center of the pond bottom. This serves as the collection point for waste, uneaten feed, and molted shells, as well as the drainage outlet. As a result, pond cleaning becomes easier through direct bottom discharge or siphoning, keeping the pond floor clean. Around the pond, aeration pipes are installed to pump oxygen directly into the water. Higher dissolved oxygen levels not only keep shrimp healthy, feeding well, and growing quickly, but also help prevent oxygen depletion, which often occurs at night. Complementing this system are paddle wheels attached to floating buoys, rotating continuously to create water currents within the pond. These swirling flows push waste, leftover feed, and shells toward the central sump while also mixing the water and distributing oxygen evenly. This circulation keeps the pond environment fresh, encourages shrimp to swim more actively, reduces stress, and enhances overall health. Once the lined pond has been fully prepared, clean water is pumped in and passed through a filtration and circulation system to maintain stable quality. Next, farmers select the appropriate shrimp species, in this case, Pacific white-leg shrimp. At specialized hatcheries, shrimp are raised from eggs to larvae, going through 3 developmental stages over the course of 3 weeks before being transferred to grow-out farms. This process ensures that the juveniles are uniform in quality and in good health. When it's time for stocking, the larvae are transported in bags, each containing about 14,000 to 15,000 shrimp, and released directly into the prepared lined ponds. The key at this stage is to move and release the stock as quickly as possible, so the shrimp can all adjust to the new environment at the same time, begin feeding, and adapt. During the first hours, it is almost a race against time. Dissolved oxygen levels in the pond are continuously monitored, and aeration systems automatically activate if oxygen drops too low. This extra oxygen supply helps maintain ideal conditions for growth and prevents the risk of oxygen depletion. Within just a few days, the pond environment stabilizes, and soon after, the shrimp begin to grow rapidly. As soon as the shrimp larvae are released into the pond, the fattening process officially begins. They are fed a special diet made from a blend of probiotics, fish meal, fish oil, soybean meal, and rice bran. This mixture not only provides all the essential nutrients for growth, but also boosts immunity, helping the shrimp fight off disease. Feed is distributed 4 times a day through an automatic feeding system. The machine spreads the feed evenly across the pond, ensuring every shrimp has access to quality nutrition. Over the course of about 12 hours, the stock consumes an amount of feed equal to roughly 5% of their body weight. Thanks to this tightly controlled diet, the shrimp grow quickly, stay healthy, and the farming process reaches maximum efficiency. In shrimp farming, the most important factor is water, and that means the filtration system. It's also perhaps the most challenging and labor-intensive part of the process. First, a drum filter uses centrifugal force to remove solids from the water. Next, to handle dissolved waste, the water is pumped into tanks filled with plastic media that provide a large surface area for trapping impurities. By mastering this filtration step, more than 95% of the water can be reused. Each week, water samples from the ponds are collected for quality testing. Regular monitoring is critical because shrimp waste, feces, and urine breaks down into ammonia, which becomes toxic at high levels. These tests ensure ammonia levels always remain within a safe range for the shrimp's health. This species can tolerate temperatures up to 93 degrees Fahrenheit, but problems begin to appear at that level. On the other hand, if the water drops to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, their growth slows dramatically. Maintaining the ideal range keeps them growing efficiently without having to struggle against strong currents or cold nighttime temperatures. After 3 months of farming, the shrimp in the ponds have grown quickly, with uniform size, and only a few weeks remain until harvest. After about 4 to 5 months, they reach market weight, between 0.7 and 1.1 ounces each, ready for harvesting and processing. Before the harvest begins, the water level in the pond is lowered to make collecting the shrimp easier. Then, a net about 35 feet long is cast along the pond's edge and drawn tight in a circle, gathering all the shrimp together. As the net is pulled in, the shrimp are brought ashore and placed into plastic baskets weighing about 40 kilograms each. Here, they are carefully sorted by size and quality, divided into different grades. Undersized or non-standard shrimp are discarded, while the rest are immediately covered with ice to preserve freshness before being transported to the next stage of processing. After harvest, the shrimp are transported directly to the processing plant. Here, they undergo an initial treatment in a saline solution, which helps eliminate bacteria and improve food safety. Next, the shrimp are immersed in cold water to wash away dirt, microorganisms, and surface impurities, while also keeping them fresh throughout the cleaning process. Once cleaned, the shrimp are lifted out and drained to remove excess water. Around 15 to 20% of the total production is kept as fresh shrimp, ready to be distributed directly to the market. The rest are sent through a rapid freezing process and then packaged in a variety of formats, ranging from small 4-ounce packs to large 22-pound boxes, meeting the diverse demands of consumers worldwide. For fresh shrimp, workers skillfully remove the head and outer shell, leaving only the firm, clean meat. The shrimp are then manually sorted by size to ensure product consistency. Once graded, they are sent directly into deep chilling rooms to preserve freshness and prevent bacterial growth. Finally, the shrimp are packaged and prepared for distribution, reaching the market in their freshest state. In the frozen shrimp processing line, the first step is a quick blanching at 194 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 seconds. This process loosens the shell from the meat, making peeling easier. The shrimp are then fed into a specialized peeling machine, where rotating rubber rollers press and twist them while jets of water spray continuously, gradually separating the head and shell from the meat. Thanks to this system, peeling is done entirely automatically, replacing the time-consuming and labor-intensive manual method. Once peeled, the shrimp are rinsed again to remove any remaining shell fragments. Afterward, workers conduct a manual inspection, discarding any shrimp that still have shell attached to ensure absolute cleanliness. Next, the shrimp move into an advanced sorting machine that combines laser technology with computer vision algorithms. This high-tech system can scan up to 40 shrimp per second, dividing them into 12 different size categories while simultaneously checking quality and removing those that don't meet standards. As a result, every bag of shrimp that leaves the factory is consistent in size and meets strict specifications. Throughout the entire process, the quality control team continuously monitors and verifies the system's accuracy, ensuring the final product reaches the highest quality. Once the shrimp have passed all quality control checks, they are sent into a rapid freezing system at -29 degrees Fahrenheit. The goal is to bring the core temperature of each shrimp down to 1 degree Fahrenheit, ensuring the meat stays fresh and firm in texture. After the freezing process is complete, the shrimp are packed into 1.5 kilogram bags, tightly sealed, and transferred directly to cold storage. There, they are kept stable until ready for distribution to markets around the world. In another section of the plant, the batter mixture is prepared. The shrimp are seasoned, dipped in egg, and then coated in flour. Next, they receive an additional layer to create a crispy outer surface. These breaded shrimp are then moved to the frying station, where they are immersed in vats of hot oil. After frying, the shrimp are sent directly into the quick freezing system. They are spread evenly across a conveyor so each one freezes individually, making them easy to use without thawing a large batch at once. Once frozen, the shrimp are weighed and packed into separate portions, with a thin glaze of ice applied to preserve freshness and prevent freezer burn.